Welcome back, Facebook family. Glad to see you again. My name is John Long. I'm a CEO with Empirical. I wanted to welcome, we have a guest here with us tonight, Mike Anthony.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Appreciate being on here.
I don't have my special guest with me. Jason decided to take the night off. You know, he's probably out golfing in the dark or doing something else in the dark. Who knows?
Golfing, that sounds fun.
It's too hot though. You know, it has been
ridiculously
hot. I just can't stand the heat. I just can't. I was out doing the yard with the kids the other day, and we actually got out and did the yard like 8:15 at night. You know, because it was going down. And I literally looked when I came inside after doing the yard for 30 minutes. I literally looked like I was in the pool because my shirt was just like completely drenched.
Wow.
My wife just told me to go like straight upstairs and get in the shower because it was disgusting. It was just awful.
Man,
Absolutely
I can't
awful.
stand the heat either, but I try to get some type of shade, of color. Besides being pale, I get the red and the pink, and maybe it turns into tan sometimes, but the sun doesn't do really well with my skin.
Well, neither do I. I mean, sun and myself, the only color I get is either white or red. There's no shades on me. It's either white or red. And it's usually the red usually hurts.
I feel you on that. I do. I could literally like just be in the sun for 10 minutes and I'll burn.
Yep.
Like it's not even like a shade of, I don't even know what color it is. It's not really a red because it's so bad, and it's, I wish I could get a tan. I really do.
So do I. And my kids get it. It's ridiculous because my kids, they get super tan. Their hair gets nice and light, but not me. I get super red. My legs will go from white to like lobster. It's just I look like one of those shrimp. When you put a raw shrimp in boiling water.
Yeah.
And they come out nice and pink and red. That's what I look like. Our lobster that goes in, raw comes out nice and cooked.
Hey,
that's what I look like.
Now you're making me hungry. I'm gonna be talking about food now in a minute.
Absolutely. So anyway, just a reminder, guys. I want you to like, comment, and share. As usual, we always give away products on our shows weekly. Last week we had a winner. Monica Sam was our winner last week. She actually won a V-hemp drink, a cocaine drink, and a pop socket. This week's winner, we're actually giving away a number of we're giving away a gift certificate. A $50 gift certificate for this week.
$50, man, that's pretty cool.
$50 towards any product you like. You can actually go to our store, our online store, and pick out anything you'd like and apply that gift certificate towards anything you'd like in our store. So that'll be a great opportunity for you to try one of our products. Also, we have our Father's Day special that we talked about last week and a couple of weeks. Father's Day, of course, is coming up in the next couple of weeks. I believe on the 21st. So that's one of the things that we're on this basket over here. My wife put together. Really good. We have two of them. One of them actually is has a golf ball set. The other one is an exercise set. Has instead of the golf balls, we have some exercise towels. Those have already been printed. Those will be coming up as well. So really
nice.
Good. Those are $135 value for $69.99. So really good value. And actually, Stephen has those put up right there. So thank you, Stephen, as usual, always on top of it. And of course, one of the things we always like to talk about is, with our special guests, one of the things we talk about is why exactly is CBD one of those things that helps people, individuals? You yourself, the way that I met you is a little different. I met Mike Anthony through a friend. I was looking when we first started this company. My wife and I, when we first bought in this company, we were looking to find with our partners. We're looking to find a company that can help us get into the social media scene, help us doing some. We're doing a big show in Dallas, and we needed to do some commercials for some new farms that we had partnered with up in California, the new acquisitions that we were looking at in Steamboat as well as Chicago. So we wanted to kind of build some information about how we're building this infrastructure within our organization. Because one of the things that a lot of consumers don't understand is what it takes with CBD, what it takes from hemp to get that hemp flower from that hemp all the way to a productive product like this. There's a lot of processes that go there to get this product here. So I wanted to go and create a commercial to show individuals exactly what that does. So we actually took a filming crew through the entire process and created a commercial to show you what the harvest, show them the production, show them what it takes to create a distillate, from that distillate down into an oil, from that oil then of course into a cream, or to a biomass, into one of these tinctures or a gummy, or of course these capsules, whatever we created with the CBD product, and then how you use it. But of course, when I first met Mike, one of the first questions I asked you is, "Have you worked with other CBD companies?" And you're like, "No."
Yeah, I was straightforward no, because I was a non-believer. I was really actually, first and foremost, I can honestly say that I was not educated into CBD, and I'm okay with saying that out loud because I think there's a lot of people out there that kind of have that stigma with CBD, and they think illegal, or they think that it's not something that you should be taking. And for me, for those that don't know, I also am standing by my sobriety. So it was kind of one of those things like CBD, is it borderline? Does it have a little bit of anything that's
Gateway drug.
That I don't want to, consume because I don't want to break my sobriety. And it was just one of those things that I just never took the time to educate myself. And then when I met you guys, you were just like breaking it down. And I was like, oh, okay. Then it made sense to me because now you're allowing yourself to have an open mind to where you can actually not only hear it, but see it and also be a part of the process. So one of the things that I love about your company and y'all's company is that you actually took the time to show the consumers the whole side behind the scenes before it came to actual product. And a lot of people, I want y'all to understand this, is that with these CBD products, they have a, how do you call this? The
QR code.
QR code, which is genius because a lot of people don't do that. Not a lot of people would think about stuff like that because of the fact that it's so easy to go ahead and use your phone, use that code, and then go right straight to your website.
And just so I can interrupt for a second, so what those QR codes are for, essentially what you can do with your phone is you can scan one of those codes, and what they'll do is they'll give you the analysis report, or when that flower was essentially grown, when it was created, and then what that report told you as far as what the quantity of THC was when it was grown, and then when it was created from the flower, and then grown into or broken down from a biomass into a distillate, then from a distillate into a product. It'll actually tell you what that process was and how it was tested into those things to make sure it's actually testing at the legal limits, which, as you know, the legal limits for anything within all 50 states is 0.03%. So every product that we sell is at the legal limits that we sell across the board. And of course, the gummies, of course, they're THC free, so those are isolates. So that has no THC. But all of our other products all have usually 0.01% or less.
That's good, and that's the stuff that people need to understand, is to educate themselves before they just knock something out. And just real quick, because we do have some comments, I want to say I see that Melvin's watching. What's going on, Melvin? You have Jay Taco Tuesday. There you have it. I want some tacos now. Nat Boogie. And it's good to see friends tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like John said, please make sure to like, comment, and share below. Again, thanks for letting me come on here with you guys. But with my experience with CBD and the way how we met, it was, I think that's just an eye-opener because of the fact that I was able to see behind the scenes and get to know more information about CBD and how it helps in your with your health. For me, I'm a very active person. I have a routine all the time. I have to work out. So this COVID-19 was kind of hard, not being able to be in a gym and just eating snacks all day long or eating bad in general. But I have to have that routine of being in the gym. And my body getting older, is not how I used to have it, to where it functions, and I do get some pain, pain in my lower back or pain on my feet, and the products that you have provided me to use, they have helped. And I'm not just saying it just to say it. I really truly like mean it. Like, they really help, and it just makes you wonder, like, why didn't I just
Try this before.
yeah, you know?
And again, it's all about the education.
It is.
And I think for you, you've actually had some great insight, because since you and your photography team actually were able to go out to our farms and see how we grow the plants, see how
And the
how
partners that you have, it's just
our
amazing.
partners are actually really amazing. The way that they clone the plants, and Stephen, maybe that's one of the things that we can show next time is show one of our videos, a highlight of one of our videos at one of our farms, to show them how we grow and clone some of our plants. That really is amazing, the way they take the time to do that, because we do have some individuals have just done amazing jobs with their plants. We're actually doing some innovative things also in cloning some plants that have just high concentrations of CBG now, which CBG is one of the new things. Besides CBD, there's new CBG, CBN, CBAs, CB1, CB2 receptors. There's so many things now that we're finding within the cannabinoids that are affecting the human body, and they're continuing to affect the human body in different ways. So as we identify those things, our farmers are cultivating new opportunities to find ways to find those things and then bring them to market for us. So as we bring those to market, we'll bring them to all of our consumers. So we're really, really excited about that. Of course, then you got an opportunity to go to Chicago and see how we bring all of our products in the lab. So you got to film the lab as well, got to see how we take all of our biomass and run it through the machines.
It's an amazing process, and it's not as simple as people think it is.
It was pretty.
It's intense, but it's well worth it, to help people improve their health in a, I guess I don't want to say organic way, but kind of in an organic way, from taking them away from prescriptions, from being hooked on, prescription pills and stuff like that. I could firsthand say that my mom passed away due to lupus, and I wish she was alive, because I would be telling her to take some of the products for her, and it's unfortunate that she wasn't able to live that long. But to now see what the products do and the benefits it brings, it's amazing. So if you haven't had a chance, or maybe you're confused, or maybe you're not sure what CBD company to try, you got to give H-empirical a try. You really do. They're very straightforward, and the products really work. And again, I'm not just saying it just to say it, because I actually take the products, and I take them daily. So I have to use the cream daily. Like, I have to use that pain roll-on daily. That's a must for me. It is.
So some of those individuals actually have been asking it for our website. So Stephen, thank you for putting our website up. So there's our website. You can actually go to our store and order some products. We are running a special on some products for those individuals who use melatonin. Melatonin, as y'all may or may not know, is a hormone within the body, and I'm sure you and I have talked about this before. It's a natural hormone in the body that's produced. Do you know how the body produces this?
No.
So usually this hormone is actually produced when it gets dark.
Is it?
Yeah. So anytime it gets dark, essentially this hormone is released, and it tells your body it's time to rest. So when there's too much light, or you're sleeping, a lot of times when a lot of people are kind of go into these work shifts where they're kind of reversing, either working during the nighttime and they're sleeping during the day, and they don't have that circadian sleep time is reversed. A lot of time they don't have the melatonin that's being produced naturally, so they have to take the melatonin to kind of get them back into a sleep circadian rhythm. So they take melatonin over the counter. They take it, orally. Sometimes they inject it. There's IV forms of it. They can put it sublingual. But there's a number of ways they can actually take it. We actually have melatonin. It's in a capsule form. Works really, really well. We've been actually seeing great responses from this. Hey, Richard Young, thank you for joining us again. we've had a number of individuals who actually have used this. I use this every single day. It works great for me. So what happens is with the melatonin, it tells your body it's time to sleep. And then with the CBD we've added there, 125 milligrams of CBD, essentially gets your body to REM and keeps you in REM.
And a nice REM
So it
sleep.
gets you into REM sleep, which is a dream state, and it keeps you there. So then you wake up fully rested. It's not like some of the others like Sonata or Ambien, where you wake up the next day and you feel like, kind of groggy, kind of had too much to drink, the night
Yeah.
before. You don't have that hangover effect.
Yeah.
Which is what we really, really like about that. So one of the things we're going to do with these, just to kind of let people try them out, is we're going to do a kind of a 30-day supply, which is essentially you buy 2 of these, get 1 free. So it's you buy 2 10-packs and you get 1 free. So usually they're $14.99 for a 10-pack. You buy 2 of them, you get 1 free. It's a 30-day supply for $30.
That's not bad right there, people.
Yeah.
We need to get on that.
Yeah.
You have a question right here, Natalie. Does the melatonin cause bad dreams for some people?
We haven't had anyone complain of that. Of course, that's always something that could be, a side effect. It's something you should definitely talk to your physician about. It's always something that you should talk to any of your physicians about before you take anything new, especially if you're diabetic, if you're hypertensive, if you're taking any other medications. Also, if you're taking some type of other sleep aid like Ambien, you should not be taking this in conjunction with another sleep aid. Make sure you do talk to your physician before you take this in conjunction with that.
That's a good question right there.
So Tara said, is there any concern with people who have sleep apnea? So actually this has been very beneficial with individuals who have been taking this with sleep apnea. So we actually had a physician on our show just last month, and she was talking to an individual who actually had sleep apnea. And again, best to talk to your physician about that before you do it. But yes, you can definitely take a melatonin with the CBD and the sleep apnea. So, Tara, thank you for that question.
I actually took one of y'all's melatonin, and I did have a nice REM sleep. And I didn't have any bad dreams. But then again, I don't really remember what I dreamt about, because I don't sleep that often either. So it's kind of one of those things. But when I do want to have a nice REM sleep, I will take one. And I know I like the feeling, because you don't feel you don't feel the aftermath to where you feel like, oh, you're going to drag on or anything like that. You feel revived in a sense. So it's amazing because when you guys reach out to us, at first there was a hesitation, but we were excited because we wanted to learn too in the process. And throughout from then to now, it's been a really good journey, and to see the progression of how everything's come and the products, they all speak for themselves, really. I really think that when people give them a shot, they're going to be hooked on it, in a good sense, to where they're like, wow, this is the best products out here.
And we have, and that's the thing. One of the things I always tell individuals, and it's a pretty common product, a pretty common saying I've always told friends and family is, I believe the proof's in the pudding. So
Yeah.
I always believe in, doing something, and if I'm going to do it, I'm going to always do it right. Do something to the best of my ability. And I think that's what we've done here. My wife and I and our partners have done our best to create the best quality products, and I think we've done a stellar job. So Dr. Ethkar and Jason, myself, have worked really, really hard to create something, and we have some fantastic partners up in Chicago and our farmers up in California and in Steamboat. So yes. Also, just a reminder. Yes, Jason, thank you for reminding me. We have a upcoming event in Bernie coming up in it's Bernie Market Days, July 11th and 12th. It's going to be in the county park there. So come join us there in the county park. It's a kind of a county fair that they have out there. So we'll have a table set up out there. So you can also come out there. We'll be sampling gummies out there for y'all to try. Course, free of charge. Great thing about those is, one of those things that we did this, we gave away free gummies at the Dallas Fair when we did the CBD fair out there. A lot of individuals were like, oh my gosh, we've been trying gummies at different tables everywhere. Everyone says our gummies taste the best.
Your gummies do taste the best. I feel like I could eat the whole jar of it, but I don't. I eat like at least 1 or 2 or 3, at a time. But it's really good. It has a good taste. There's no bitter taste. There's
You don't
no
have that aftertaste.
no.
A lot of people say that because some of them say when you taste some other ones, they have that real earthy taste because they just try to infuse so much of the herbs from the CBD. But we've really found a good mix with the gelatin. Of course, we did coat that with sugar, so you have to be careful if you're diabetic. But it's a good mix.
No, it is. You know what I like about your company is that y'all are doing not only everything in the right way, but the marketing side of it too. When it comes to how y'all branding yourselves, with every single aspect. Even with our company with 417 Solutions, it's just amazing to see the communication just grow and you guys already understand what kind of image you want for the company. And that's important. Most people, they cut corners with that, and I salute you. And I always give you as an example to other people that have businesses is don't cut corners. When it comes to even something as small that people think like social media, this right here is something that's never been done in San Antonio, where there's a live weekly show that you have that you host and talking about CBD. And that's the education part to where y'all make it fun. You, Jason, David, or even with a special guest, it's fun in the sense to where people are getting to know you, but they're also getting to know your brand and your product. And to me, that speaks volumes because of the fact that you're taking the time out of your day, from your family to come on here and be passionate about the brand of Empirical.
Well, I think it's important for individuals to know, what they're getting. I believe if they're going to try something that they should know what they're getting. And if I wouldn't sell this stuff if I wouldn't let my own family take this. And I promise you, essentially almost every single one of my family members takes this. A lot of my family's kind of probably watching the show, or if not, the majority of their family have bought products from us or are taking products from us because they believe in the product, they need the products. My mother takes our products, my wife takes our products, our kids take our products. My kids, of course, they take our gummies almost on a daily basis. So it's just they get used to those things because it helps them. It helps them, it helps them kind of on their get up and in the mornings. It kind of gives them a going, get them going. Not because they need kind of a boost, but just because it kind of gives them, gets them that energy boost and that gets them out of that funk, for the day. And maybe it's a mental thing for them. Maybe it's just that general anxiety of not really knowing, what's going to happen for the day, or maybe it's just the whole thing of this whole COVID thing. All this news on today, it's been so stressful for them, and it's kind of hard for them to really understand everything that goes on in the world.
No, it's true.
It's hard when I kind of stress. We read the Bible and we talk about different things, and then when they talk about the stresses of kind of what goes on, and they see the news and. How do you address those things? How do you stress that stuff and have them not stress out about that stuff? So they take some of those gummies and they kind of their anxiety comes down a little bit. They feel good. They feel better about those things.
And that's good because it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's not in a bad way. It's not getting them stuck on the video games or anything like that. It gets them.
Oh, they still get stuck on video games. They still get stuck on video games.
But no, you're right. I mean, this COVID-19 and everything that's happening. I mean, the anxiety is up there. I know a lot of people that have it, and I can see how this benefits them. How do you feel when you get customers or even family, but just random people that buy the product and tell you like it helped them? How does that make y'all feel?
That's probably the most amazing thing for me is because when we did this, when we looked to create a product, initially I was just looking to create a product that could help my wife, and myself because I have back issues myself, and we didn't really no, we're going to create this big company. We thought we were just going to be just kind of a small mom and pop, and it's kind of become this big thing for us now, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. I enjoy what I'm doing, but it's really it's a lot of work, and I think the individuals themselves just seeing what their needs are, and then seeing them the way that they come in, and just the needs that they have, and then once you see how well they're able to adapt after they've applied something or after they've taken something, and then how well they're able to function or their activities of daily living have changed, is just absolutely amazing. So I've seen individuals who I remember meeting a lady who could barely stand and walk when I first met her. She was using her husband as kind of her walking stick, her walking cane, and we put her on a couple of tinctures. She was taking pain cream, tinctures, and gummies combined. She was on that regimen for almost 3 or 4 weeks. And the next time I met her to receive her next dosing or her next purchase, I actually met her by herself. She was driving herself. Mind you, she hadn't driven herself in months. She was actually drove herself to meet me, and she picked up her own products and everything else. She got out of her car by herself, came over to meet me, and got her products, and it was absolutely amazing. So those type of things are just absolutely amazing.
That is amazing.
It is. I mean, it's phenomenal to see what this plant has done for individuals. And again, this plant has been there for thousands of years. It's about education. It's about getting people out there to understand what it can do for you. And no one's going to know what it can do for you until you take the time to educate yourself
And try the product.
And you got to try the product.
You got to try the product.
And you have to. But everyone has to have a comfort level with it.
Yes,
because if you're not comfortable with it, then you don't want to do something you're not comfortable with.
It took me a while. It really did. So I have a friend, one of my best friends, and he has CBD. And I have another friend that he's all about CBD. I have another friend that he's all about CBD. And they've all tried to get me to try CBD, and I'm just like, no. Like, get it away. I don't want to try it. I don't even want to think about it, nothing like that. And I'm being very straightforward with everyone. Like, I was 100% not okay with it. Even Melinda, she was on, like, she had tried some of the gummies, and I was like, what are you doing? Don't take that. Like, I was against it, period. And then I really, when talked with you and Empirical, I met you all and tried the products, I was just like, okay, it's okay now. You can take the gummies.
So what changed your mind? What do you think that was a turning point for you?
I think the education part, understanding that the health benefits and the education on how it was processed, and the difference between it having THC and no THC. That was a big factor to me, and how it worked.
So you think that seeing how we ran all the tests on it.
Yeah.
How we tested the product, so you saw how we ran the plant through all the processing, then how we pulled everything out, and then we tested the product.
Seeing the process and listening, being someone to observe everything and see how everything came together, that is a big difference, and that's why if you haven't followed Empirical's page, you need to follow the page, because on the videos you will see a minute and a half of a process of what we filmed, and from the beginning to product, and that is eye-opener because of the fact that it's a game changer. For one, it really is, because I've been in marketing and promotions for over 10 years, and there's very little to anyone that does the time or take the time to do stuff like that. And when you already had that kind of concept of what you wanted to do, it was just amazing for it to come to life. So for me, being able to have first-hand experience on everything, that what kept me going and wanting to try the products. But to be honest with you as well, it's you and Jason and the team. I think that people buy from people that they like and trust. I've always said this. And even though I didn't know you very well, in the beginning, you should be able to read someone within 8 seconds, and sometimes you could be off, later on, but sometimes you just go based on your gut, and the way you present yourself, the way you talk, the way you're educated, the way you talk about the product. It made me feel comfortable for someone that doesn't know anything about CBD to allow someone to talk to me and explain to me and then show me, and then I'm just like, wow, okay, I get it. And then going home and doing some research too as well, and then talking to my team about it and saying, hey, what did y'all think about it? And they're like, oh yeah, we're all for it. And I'm like, okay, so that's for me, from being a non-believer to someone that is now a user of CBD products with Empirical. It's a blessing. It's like one of those things like you wish you would have done it sooner.
Yeah. So Tara, that's a great question. Tara has a question. She's going to our website now and asking if there's an interactive guidance that will allow her to decipher which products she should be using for arthritis versus anxiety. Unfortunately, our current website doesn't have that. Our new website will, which will be launched in about 30 days. What I have been doing is I've been asking consumers, if you have questions about what products to use, please call in. You can call in to me direct, or our telephone number, which is on our website. All those lines are actually transferred to me anyway after hours, so I get all the calls for Empirical after hours. So you're more than welcome to call me. Tara, you have my number anyway, so you can call me direct, and I can kind of tell you which is the best product to start with. I always start consumers on the lowest products, on the lowest dose first, just to make sure. I don't want you to buy something you really don't need. Start you off on something smaller first, and then we'll work your way up depending on how well you respond. So that's kind of the best way to work you on those products. But I appreciate that's a great question. Very, very good question. Stephen, do you think there's a way that maybe at the end of the show we can actually run that video so everyone can watch that video on our extraction process? Okay. We'll let Stephen get that loaded, so at the end of our process we can do that.
And everyone that watches, just follow the page, like and follow Empirical, and keep updated. They do weekly giveaways. That's amazing too. You have, I think this week is the Ross gift card. So everyone that's commenting now, your name's going to be entered into the drawing. And even though I'm a special guest, I handle all the social media marketing. So
yes, you do.
I already know pretty much what's going on with that part. But coming in here as a guest is really talking about the experience with CBD and what it has done for me, and how it's changed the way I think about it. I don't have the stigma of CBD and thinking it bad. I actually can be forward with everyone and saying, hey, you know what? I would actually encourage people to use it. I would actually encourage people to take the time to try the products. Even if it wasn't from Empirical, just try the products and see, and then come to Empirical and then see the comparison. I promise you won't go anywhere else. I guarantee that. And, later on, once the COVID-19, what we do plan on doing is having educational classes to where you can actually have a lunch and learn, or you'll be able to come meet the team. We will do those eventually once everything comes right back to a new normal from this COVID-19, what we're experiencing right now. So, and we're looking forward to that, because with the comments below, and seeing Deanna, you're saying that you can't wait to watch the videos. This is why it's important to be educated, because if you're unsure about CBD and you have a company like Empirical that offers a lunch and learn, these are the opportunities that you want to take to learn about it and try the products, and then you get to meet the owners and the team. So that's a really good experience right there firsthand.
And Jason, that's a great question. So Jason's question is, what is the best Empirical product to take if you're on a budget? So we actually have a couple of different products you can actually take. I think the best one to take is probably a tincture. Tincture, you're going to get the best response. It's one that actually goes directly under the tongue, which is this one here. This one will go directly under the tongue.
And explain to people what that does exactly for them.
So essentially what this does is it's an oil that will go directly under the tongue, and essentially it'll be absorbed within about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so you'll hold it directly under your tongue for 30 seconds and you can swallow that. And that you have CB1 and CB2 receptors that are held under your tongue. And this will help with a number of things. It'll help with anxiety, depression. It'll help with pain. It'll help with any type of GI problems. So it'll help with essentially what it's going to do is going to bring your whole body back into homeostasis. So you have CB1 and CB2 receptors in your entire body. So as your receptors, as the cannabinoids are going through your body, the CB1 and CB2 receptors are going to pull those cannabinoids directly into those receptors and take what it needs. So if your temperature is too high, then it's gonna essentially bring that temperature back down.
Wow.
If your heart rate's too high, it's gonna pull it back down. So again, it's gonna pull the body back into homeostasis, into a healthy homeostasis, which is essentially a normal stasis.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, yeah, but essentially that's what it's doing. It's bringing your body back into a normal level.
Now, what's the difference between the actual milligrams?
So again, getting back to Jason's question, so we actually have a lesser version. So we have a 250 milligram and a 300 milligram. Those are actually some of our cheaper milligrams. So that one you can actually do for $19.99 and $29.99. So those are the milligrams you can actually get at a discount, or not really a discount, but an amount that'll still work. You actually still get a good dosing, and you can still get a good response, just not at the higher dosing, because we actually had a medical grade version, which essentially was for those patients who actually have rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, lupus, MS. Those patients need a higher dose of sometimes up to 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, sometimes all the way up to 5,000 milligrams. Those, of course, have a lot more CBD. That takes a lot more, of course, of the plant. So, of course, have a much higher price. So, on those patients, of course, that tincture probably costs about $350, whereas, of course, this one's only about $20 to $30, depending on what your needs are. But again, this works absolutely well for those individuals that don't have those diseases. So, for those individuals who just have general anxiety, depression, this actually can work really, really well.
And that's good. And it's good to have the budget. That's a good question. Was that from Jason?
Yes, that was Jason. Yes, we actually do have access to pre-rolls. Our partners in California actually have a number of pre-rolls. I don't have any here. We're sold out already, but I can get pre-rolls back in. So
Natalie, you would ask that. I can see her asking that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we have access to pre-rolls.
Jason, I wish you were here, buddy. I really do.
Yeah, we missed you, Jason.
I guess you're eating those Taco Tuesdays. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
He's out there at the Taco Tuesday. So one of the other things, guys, that we've been talking about was our bartender battle. We're sponsoring a bartender battle for our cocaine brand. For those individuals that we'd like to bring our bartenders together who are just getting back to work. We'd like them to create some new drinks using our cocaine brand that we're sponsoring here in Texas. It's really, really cool. It's essentially it's an energy drink. It's strictly just carbonated water, sugar, and caffeine.
Yeah,
just
it is. So
Red Bull.
So we came up with this idea because it's another brand that they have, and cocaine energy drink, which is really good. The name by far is genius, cocaine. You could only imagine saying the word out loud and people, and they'd be like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah.
Especially when I was on the streets talking to bar owners and all that. I was like, "Hey, y'all want to get some cocaine?" They're like, "What are you saying?" So it's a funny way to open conversations, but all in all, it's great to see the promotions come together with this. So bartending battle is going to have two categories. There's going to be a taste category and a presentation, and it's going to be scored between 1 to 10. And the bartenders, the original thought process was to have the bartenders use 5 ounces of the cocaine to make their mixed drink. And again, it's only going to be based on the taste and presentation. We didn't want to make it too complicated and make it very simple. Not too long ago, with the other brand that we have, All Access Promotion Entertainment, we did a live virtual DJ battle, and it was phenomenal because it gave people something to tune into because of the fact that the clubs and the bars and the night
All shut
scene
down.
was all shut down. So it was first $400 for the grand prize, and then it got increased to $1,000, and it was just amazing to see the outcome and the response and the people that watched. We do appreciate that. So coming with this idea was it didn't take too much thought process onto it, because it's like bartenders. We know that there's a lot of bartenders that are still not actively working fully, but then again, there's a lot of people now getting back to their jobs because the governor increased the capacity to 50%, which by all means, that's a blessing. It is a very blessing for all of our bartenders in San Antonio that are getting right back into work. But for those that are not working, please message us. Message Empirical's page, or directly text us 210-677-5289 and participate in this free competition that Empirical and Cocaine Energy Drink are sponsoring. You know, they're putting up the grand prize of $500, and it's amazing because it's never been done. I've never seen anyone do a live virtual battle for the bartenders. I've seen them do bartending competitions, but not to the sense of what we're trying to do. And so it's going to be pretty amazing to see this come together. And again, of course, we're looking for bartenders. We already have some bartenders in mind that want to do it. It's just that we want to try to see a group of bartenders, at least 20, come together to where we can make this happen. It's either going to be a weekly competition, or Jason, the COO of Empirical, suggested to do a one-day event, which I actually would like to see that happen. A one-day event, that would be pretty cool to do. But again, this is giving back to San Antonio, and that's what Empirical is all about too, as well, is giving back to the community.
Absolutely.
And doing something fun and entertaining and something different that has never been done. So if you want to participate, just message us and we'll get with you with the information. So
Mike Anthony, you're our special guest today. Before we go, I'd like you to pick our winner for tonight. We've had a lot of great comments this evening, so I'm going to let you pick our winner, who's going to get a $50 gift certificate for this evening.
Let's Steven, I'm going to have you help me with that, Steven. Steven, if you can look at it, because I don't want to play favoritism with anyone. And I know pretty much everyone is commenting, so we'll let Steven pick tonight. Yeah. And you probably see more comments than any of us anyways, too, because you're able to see the whole thing. But I appreciate y'all
yeah, absolutely,
wanting me to come on here, and I hope I was able to share some insights of someone that's a non-believer of CBD, to where coming into believing in CBD and taking the product and being the product, you know, a product of the product. And it's just amazing to see what it's done. I really not one to take, I don't like prescription pills. I don't like painkillers. I don't want to be hooked on that. With the experience of losing my mom, she was on 23 prescription pills. It's just, I don't want to go that route.
Of course.
So it's a blessing to see what benefits are with CBD.
And it works great. I mean, you get a great response, and we're really glad that you've been taking it, and we're continuing. We're glad that you continue to use it, and we hope that you continue to share with all your friends and family.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pick with Deanna. Deanna, you are the winner of the $50 gift certificate.
Thank you, Deanna.
Yeah,
we appreciate you joining us this evening, and thank you for everyone who's joined us this evening. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Again, always like, comment, and share. Joining us and like, comment, and share, of course, on our Instagram, our Facebook pages. What else do we have? YouTube's. I can't even tell you what else we have.
YouTube, the three biggest platforms that you want to follow is the YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Mainly the Facebook and Instagram, because you'll see more activity in there. There is a new commercial that is going to be aired very soon, which was really fun to do.
It was.
Which we didn't really talk about too much on it. But it was a fun commercial to do. It's crazy on how long it takes to do a commercial.
It's a lot of work.
For a 60-second commercial, less than 60 seconds commercial, how it takes at least 2.5 hours or so to actually do it. But it's
well, for that minute and a half video that we have, that took us what?
Oh yeah,
that took us 2 weeks to do.
that is true
weeks
too.
worth of videos
It's,
to do.
yes, it took a while, but you know what? That's why I love about the company is that you're doing things that normal companies probably wouldn't do.
Yeah, we flew all over the country to do that.
Yes, that was amazing.
Well, again, guys, we thank you for joining us this evening. We look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday evening. Join Jason and myself. Y'all have a safe week and safe eating. Talk to you again. Good night.